Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Today we're going to go ahead and just get started with the reading because of Winn-Dixie. So today is chapter 17. So go ahead and open up your books to chapter 17, which is on, past it. Chapter 17 is on page 110. Alright, and just a quick recap of what we read yesterday. Remember, we learned more about Franny's great-great-grandfather and how he served in the Civil War, and when he came back, he realized that all of his family was gone, alright, because some of them died from a sickness or a disease. Remember, his house was burned down, his dad died in the war, alright, so we're going to figure out what Littmus, Franny's great-grandfather, did after the war. Alright, so page 110, we'll go ahead and get started. Well, Littmus came home from the war, said Miss Franny as she went on with her story, and found himself alone, and he sat down on what used to be the front step of his house, and he cried and cried. He cried just like a baby. He missed his mama, and he missed his daddy, and he missed his sisters, and he missed the boy he used to be. When he finally finished crying, he had the strangest sensation. He felt like he wanted something sweet. He wanted a piece of candy. He hadn't had a piece of candy in years, and it was right then that he made a decision. Yes, ma'am, Littmus W. Block figured the world was a sorry affair and that it had enough ugly things in it, and what he was going to do was concentrate on putting something sweet in it. He got up and started walking. He walked all the way to Florida, and the whole time he was walking, he was planning. Planning what? I asked. Why, planning the candy factory. Did he build it? I asked. Of course he did. It's still standing out on Fairville Road. That old building? Said Amanda. That big spooky one? It is not spooky, said Miss Franny. It was the birthplace of the family fortune. It was there that my great-grandfather manufactured the Littmus lozenge, a candy that was famous the world over. I've never heard of it, said Amanda. Me neither, I said. Well, said Miss Franny, they aren't made any more. The world, it seems, lost its appetite for Littmus lozenges, but I still happen to have a few. She opened the top drawer of her desk. It was full of candy. She opened the drawer below that. It was full of candy, too. Miss Franny Block's whole desk was full of candy. Would you care for a Littmus lozenge? She asked Amanda and me. Yes, please, said Amanda. Sure, I said. Can Winn-Dixie have one too? I have never known a dog that cared for hard candy, said Miss Franny, but he is welcome to try one. Miss Franny gave Amanda one Littmus lozenge and me two. I unwrapped one and held it out to Winn-Dixie. He sat up and sniffed it and wagged his tail and took the candy from between my fingers real gentle. He tried to chew on it, and when that didn't work, he just swallowed the whole thing in one big gulp. Then he wagged his tail at me and lay back down. I ate my Littmus lozenge slow. It tasted good. It tasted like root beer and strawberry and something else. I didn't have a name for, something that made me feel kind of sad. I looked over at Amanda. She was sucking on her candy and thinking hard. Do you like it? Miss Franny asked me. Yes, ma'am, I told her. What about you, Amanda? Do you like the Littmus lozenge? Yes, ma'am, she said, but it makes me think of things I feel sad about. I wondered what in the world Amanda Wilkinson had to feel sad about. She wasn't new to town. She had a mama and a daddy. I had seen her with them in church. There's a secret ingredient in there, Miss Franny said. I know it, I told her. I can taste it. What is it? Sorrow, Miss Franny said. Not everybody can taste it. Children, especially, seem to have a hard time knowing it's there. I taste it, I said. Me too, said Amanda. Well then, Miss Franny said, you've probably both had your share of sadness. I had to move away from Watley and leave all my friends, I said. That is one sadness I have had. Anne Dunlap and Stevie Dewberry are always picking on me. That's another sadness. And the biggest one, my biggest sadness, is that my mama left me when I was still small, and I can hardly remember her. I keep hoping I'll get to meet her and tell her some stories. It makes me miss Carson, said Amanda. She sounded like she was going to cry. I have to go. And she got up and almost ran out of the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. Who's Carson? I asked Miss Franny. She shook her head. Sorrow, she said. It is a sorrow-filled world. But how do you put that in a piece of candy? I asked her. How do you get that taste in there? That's the secret, she said. That's why Littmus made a fortune. He manufactured a piece of candy that tasted sweet and sad at the same time. Can I have a piece to take to my friend Gloria Dump? And another one to take to Otis down at Gertrude's Pets? And one for the preacher? And one for Sweetie Pie too? You may have as many as you want, said Miss Franny. So I stuffed my pockets full of Littmus lozenges, and I thanked Miss Franny for her story. And I checked out Gone with the Wind, which was a very big book, and I told Winn-Dixie to get up, and the two of us left and went over to Gloria Dump's. I rode right past the Dewberry's house. Dunlap and Stevie were playing football in the front yard, and I was just getting ready to stick my tongue out at them. But then I thought about what Miss Franny said, about war being hell, and I thought about what Gloria Dump said, about not judging them too hard. And so I just waved instead. They stood and stared at me, but when I was almost all the way past, I saw Dunlap put his hand up in the air and wave back. Hey, he hollered. Hey, Opal. I waved harder, and I thought about Amanda Wilkinson, and how it was neat that she liked a good story the same as I did. And I wondered again, who was Carson? All right, that is the end of chapter 17. Interesting that Franny's great-grandfather made a candy factory, and he also decided that his candy should combine a mixture of sweet but also sadness. So what you might have noticed is that in the story, anytime anyone ate the candy, they would think of sad things that they have experienced. So for example, Amanda Wilkinson said something about Carson, which we don't know yet, but we'll find out later this week. But Opal said she thought about moving away from her friends, she thought about the two boys being mean to her, and she also thought about her mom leaving her. So apparently, if you eat the candy, you experience sad things that you've already experienced before, so those feelings come back. Pay attention as we read the next couple of days, and other people start eating the candy and see what their sadness is about. What we're going to do next is go over just one vocabulary word. and the word is lozenge. All right, so it's number 35 in our vocabulary. That's right there. That's the only word we're going to do today. So lozenge. It's in the book a couple of times. So it's the candy. It's called Littmus lozenge. All right. So think about, what did Opal do with the candy? Did she eat it right away? Did she take her time to let it dissolve? Maybe you've heard of a cough drop. That's an example of a lozenge. So if you've ever had a cough drop before, think what it was like when you had to eat that. But a lozenge is normally a diamond-shaped candy that is intended to be dissolved slowly. Alright, so whenever you think of a cough drop, remember, if mom or dad or grandma or maybe the nurse at school will give it to you, and you're supposed to take your time dissolving it, which means digesting it or just breaking it down. Because the longer you have it, the more effect it will be on your throat. Alright, so lozenges are meant to be dissolved slowly, and they're normally in a diamond shaped. Alright, I will hold this here, that way if you need to write down the definition, go ahead and pause the video if you need to, that way you can get it down. Alright, and that is our vocabulary word for the day. What we're also going to do is go over our writing assignment for the week. So this is going to be different than the other writing assignments, is that you will have 4 options, alright? There's going to be 4 different options in the directions. You only need to do 1, alright? So even though there's 4 options, you only do 1 of them, alright? So you get to choose. So you get to have an opinion and decide what you want to do for this project, alright? So here's how it goes. Miss Franny Block found the recipe for her great-grandfather's Littmus lozenges and has decided to start selling them again. She's asked for your help coming up with an advertisement to start selling them again to the people of Naomi. Alright, so we're going to pretend like we're in the story, and Franny has found the secret recipe for her great-grandfather's lozenges, and you're going to help her sell them, so we have to create an advertisement. Alright, think back to when we made the advertisement for Sarah Plain and Tall, and we did an advertisement for what we would want in a good friend. Alright, we're going to do something similar, but we're going to advertise for the Littmus lozenges. Alright, so again, there are 4 options, but you only need to choose 1. Alright, so here's the first option. The first option, alright, so option number 1, is you can write a paragraph to persuade your reader to buy Littmus lozenges. So you have to make sure in your paragraph that you include a topic sentence. So for example, you could say, Littmus lozenges are the best candy ever. So that's a good introduction, it's a good topic sentence. Alright, and then you're going to have 3 detailed sentences. So this is where you could give reasons why as to why you think that the Littmus lozenge is the best candy ever. Alright, so you're going to have at least 3 details as to why it's the best. Then you'll have a closing sentence. So you can restate your topic sentence in a creative word or a creative way. So you could use words like in conclusion or as you can see. So you want to make sure that you have at least 5 sentences for your paragraph. So you'll have an introduction sentence, maybe saying, Littmus lozenges are the best thing ever. 3 reasons why, and your closing. So then you could say, as you can see, this is why Littmus lozenges are the best candy. Alright? And then what you're going to do is take a picture of that and upload it in the messages like we have been for the past couple weeks for writing assignments. Alright? So that's option 1, to just write a paragraph. You have to make sure you have an introduction and a concluding sentence and 3 key details. Alright? So a minimum of 5 sentences, but probably around 5 to 7 sentences is what it would be like. Alright. This is option 2. Alright? Option 2, you can make a poster advertising the Littmus lozenge as well as designing a new wrapper for the candy. Alright, so this is where you can get really creative. You can use paint, markers, crayons, whatever you have at your house to make your poster. Alright, the sky is the limit with this project. Okay, so what we're wanting you to do is just this is where if you're wanting to be creative, if you're really into art, this might be a good one for you. You can just get a poster and then create the advertisement on there, but then you're also going to create a new wrapper for the Littmus lozenge, all right? Because we're probably going to have to update the wrapper because it's been a long time since it's last been sold, all right? And then once you have your poster, you can also take a picture of that and send it to me like you would if you did the paragraph, all right? But remember, it's advertising the Littmus lozenge, so maybe you'll want to write on your poster like, new and improved Littmus lozenge, and then you have pictures of it and you have all these bright colors to attract your customer to say, wow, that looks really interesting, I might buy it, okay? So that is another option, all right? Here is option 3, okay? This one is more for if you're really into music and you like to sing, okay? You can write a jingle, a catchy song advertising something, or change the words of a song you know to persuade others to buy Littmus lozenges, all right? So this is where you can also be creative, and you may include family members in your performance by playing instruments, singing, or even doing a dance to go along with the jingle. The performance must be at least 30 seconds long. And then what you can do is, if you want, I'll make a new topic on Flipgrid, and we can post those videos. So we can use Flipgrid for your video, and you can post it there, all right? So with this jingle, you're basically trying to come up with a catchy song for the Littmus lozenge, all right? So think of popular products that you might use, or restaurants that you might go to. If you've ever seen a commercial for McDonald's, you know they have that catchy jingle where they go, I'm loving it. So what you're going to do is try to create a jingle for the Littmus lozenge and something that'll be really catchy and customers will keep in their head, all right? And also, this is where you can also be creative, because you can use your parents, your siblings, your pets, whoever you want in this video, and you can also use music if you want and just change the words to that music, or you can create your own, all right? So this is one, it has to be at least 30 seconds though, and I'll make sure all the directions are posted in this as well. But you can go ahead and use Flipgrid for this project. That way we all can see your videos, because I know that is something that everyone would love to see. All right, here is option 4. All right, so here's the last option. This one is you're going to create a commercial persuading others to buy Littmus lozenges. All right, so this again is another one where you can be creative, and you can also include your family members as actors, and you can add props from your house or anything else that you will feel like will help make your commercial better. All right, the commercial must also be at least 30 seconds long, and then this is something that you can also post to Flipgrid as well. All right, so I'll make a topic that will say Littmus lozenges, and that's where you can post the jingle or the commercial, whichever one you choose. But if you don't choose either of that, that's totally fine if you would rather do the paragraph or the poster. But for the commercial, it's kind of similar to the jingle. You can use your family, your pets, any props that you have. It just has to at least be 30 seconds, all right? If you have any questions about what you're supposed to do for this assignment, remember, you're not doing all 4. You're just doing 1, but you have 4 options, okay? If you have any questions, please message me or Mrs. Pergram. This will be due Friday, all right? So maybe today you can start thinking of ideas that you want to do, and maybe try to choose the one that you want to do today. And then tomorrow you can kind of work out all the details. So maybe tomorrow you'll come up with a script for your commercial, or maybe you write the lyrics to your jingle. Or maybe you can create a rough draft of your poster or a rough draft of your paragraph, all right? And then Wednesday and Thursday is where you can really work out the details, practice your commercial, your jingle, work on your poster, fix any mistakes you might have in your paragraph, all right? So then when it comes to Friday, you'll be ready to turn it in, all right? And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me or Mrs. Program, and we will help you to the best of our ability. The main goal of this project is that you guys just have fun with it. It will be for a grade. It is going to be for a grade this week. But make it fun. If you do the commercial or jingle, I'm sure your parents and siblings would be thrilled to help you with it. I'm sure your pets would love to be in it. So make this as creative and fun for you as possible, all right? All right, and you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.